Hello, welcome to the Showboys Newscast, bringing you all news and no opinion. I'm Mike.
And I'm Nick.
And I'm Chad.
Thanks for joining us. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. First up, as usual, start off with a little DC segment here. And we have another tease of maybe the return of the Snyderverse. Don't know why my voice went so high there, but yeah, so Zack Snyder on Thanksgiving tugged a little on our heartstrings, at least mine. The director's Thanksgiving-inspired video seems to tease a return to the DC universe as Snyder zooms in on a turkey while what appears to be DC's absolute Final Crisis comic book hangs out in the background. Coincidence? I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know why you just have that chilling right behind your turkey on Thanksgiving.
Troll.
Right. Definitely.
But yeah.
So EA and Amazon are bringing Prime viewers a series based on Mass Effect. Per Deadline, Amazon is looking to bring a popular video game franchise to its growing lineup of fantasy titles, including Wheel of Time and Lord of the Rings. If reports are accurate, we should see Mass Effect sometime in 2022, which I'm relatively excited about. I feel like they might nail this. We'll see.
I mean, if they can land, obviously Lord of the Rings should land pretty well overall. It's Lord of the Rings, and it's the most expensive thing ever. Two, I've heard Wheel of Time is like a big thing, but I think it needs some steam to get going. But obviously a Mass Effect series could be just insane.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man. I feel like Arcane has destroyed my outlook on any like video game related show. So I don't know.
But think The Expanse, but as Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Yeah, it could be really good. It's always a safe bet to go animated for video games, though, you know?
Yeah.
True.
So Disney, moving on to Disney, Disney is breaking the bank on streaming content. The media giant is spending a whopping $33 billion on content in 2022. While there's numerous original titles, Disney still plans to release 50 movies next year in theaters and online, which is like such an absurd amount of movies, right?
That does sound insane. But also Disney is huge, so I guess it's not that insane.
That's valid.
Because I think in 2020 Netflix like released a new original movie every week.
Right. Like there's always a new movie on there, and they spend all their money on the actors and not much on the movies.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I think I have more faith in Disney's mass release of movies than Netflix.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
We got a little gaming segment here for you guys. It's not as big as it has been in the past couple weeks, but did find a couple cool articles for you. The first one is an announcement for a Dreamcast mini system. So one of Sega's biggest blunders may be returning in miniature form. Sega has been throwing around the phrase Dreamcast Mini, a nod to how certain they are that it's happening. Via an email with Famitsu, I probably said that wrong. Sega stated, I think for the next one, we may go with a concept close to the Mega Drive Mini. If I have to say some names, it could be an SG-1000 Mini, which is a terrible name, or Dreamcast Mini.
Sounds like a Terminator villain.
Yeah, exactly. The Mini will hope to right the wrongs of the original, and if successful, Sega may just find itself competitive again. Now, I had a Dreamcast. I enjoyed it. But I mean, compared to the other things at the time, it was a failure.
Yeah, I think this would fall completely flat, to be honest with you. You might get like 100 people that enjoyed playing the Dreamcast buying this thing, but most of the games that were cool on the Dreamcast you can get elsewhere now. So,
yeah, big true. Moving on, we got a new open world horror game inspired by Silent Hill and Dark Souls. So the Golden Joystick Awards allowed us to get a glimpse of some gameplay for Wronged Us, The open world horror game has its roots in the Silent Hill Dark Souls franchises. In review of the trailer, the game will contain stealth elements as well as combat as the main character Isaac searches a creepy town for a missing person. Further details have not been shared, but it looks like a potentially interesting game. Wrongdust releases in 2023. Can always get behind.
This sounds kind of horrifying,
games.
Right? It's like a terrifying combo of games, Silent Hill and Dark Souls. Like, it sounds like not a good time whatsoever.
Yeah, that might be a fun one to watch somebody else like suffer through.
Yeah, right.
I vote Biosiv.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. So moving on to HBO here, we have some news with the Game of Thrones prequel Duncan Egg, which I haven't heard of actually, has added Steve Conrad as the main writer and EP. What's EP?
Executive producer.
Ah, fancy. Okay. He's known for The Pursuit of Happiness and The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yep.
Duncan Egg will follow Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire, Aegon Targaryen, the future king of Westeros. Now, that sounds pretty interesting. Odd name for it, Duncan Egg, but
I mean, I like it.
Yeah. Interesting. Almost seems like a comedy.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones comedy prequel.
Yeah. So, sticking with HBO here, we are talking about HBO canceling their Game of Thrones prequel after spending $30 million on the pilot. Duncan Egg is not the only Game of Thrones prequel in the works. Game of Thrones House of Dragon should arrive on HBO next year. While Game of Thrones prequels seem to be doing well, there are less than fortunate planned prequels that were canceled. The Unnamed Project, filmed in 2019, but has since remained shelved. This canceling of the series was a bit shocking considering the hefty $30 million it cost to make the pilot, which is crazy. This was I think this was supposed to be like a prequel on the White Walkers, like the first time the White Walkers came. So I was really amped for this one. I still would like to see the pilot. Hopefully they drop it on HBO someday for us to maybe watch and regain some of their 30 million back. But
yeah, I was reading about that, and basically, I mean, the creators were basically saying like it just wasn't clicking, and they fear like the ultimate letdown.
Right.
But it would be hilarious if they dropped the pilot just for shits and giggles.
Right.
And
what
people love it. It would be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Kind of like the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Hey, you know who would probably benefit a lot from $30 million? Our new sponsor, NakedHG.xyz. Online
again.
strips without clothing. I just want to say thank you guys for dropping by the episode and supporting us. Check out our sponsors.
Her emoji game's on point.
XYZ. Oh yeah, there's plenty more emojis, but we're not gonna throw those up on the screen. Anyways, didn't mean to interrupt you there. Move on.
Unbelievable. Little Lord of the Rings update. But Lord of the Rings Online to get a major revamp in time for Amazon's upcoming Lord of the Rings series. Lord of the Rings Online is set to receive a huge visual overhaul and a console release ahead of next year's TV premiere. The 14-year-old game has received updates and expansions previously, but this is set to be the biggest visual revamp. It appears the refresh is linked to the series premiere next September, and the hype begins to build. Also, I think there were some words in the article. They're very, very, very vague, but like basically quality of life updates, modernization of mechanics, things like that. So it'll be very interesting to see what this comes out as. But good idea.
Yeah, I remember hearing you talk about this a few days ago.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting because, I mean, it's an all-around solid game, and some kind of claim it to be the last true, like, MMO experience, as all the other ones have, like, evolved and got diluted through time. But this one, like, stays true to that, like, 2008 feel. So it'd be interesting. It'll be interesting. It's free on Steam, so
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
So moving on to the MCU. As the first Spider-Man trilogy wraps up, fans have been assured that Tom Holland is here to stay. Sony has confirmed that Tom will be returning for the next Spider-Man trilogy. Sony further added that Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners. This seems like a no-brainer, obviously, but there's been a hot and cold relationship between Marvel and Sony recently. Unlike most of the heroes, Marvel does not own the rights to Spider-Man. Sony does. Spider-Man No Way Home is off to a hot start with ticket sales crashing every major movie theater website.
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Right. I was in the thick of that for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it was impressive because I bought Spider-Man. I bought a lot of big movies online and I've never had that happen to me before. So.
And weren't we just discussing this like last Thursday?
Yeah.
I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because I think he said like a week before, like, no, I think I'm done. This is my final Spider-Man movie. And then this article came out like, so I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know what's going on here. It seems like there's two sides of the story. So we'll see.
Guess we will see in time.
Sticking with the MCU, Michael Keaton says he is shooting new Vulture stuff. Michael Keaton is preparing for his next Marvel movie. Keaton confirmed he was shooting some, quote, Vulture stuff, which happens to align with Doctor Strange currently doing some reshoots. If not Doctor Strange, then Vulture may be coming to Morbius or Spider-Man No Way Home. We last saw Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming as well as the Morbius trailer. So yeah, I think this might be a Morbius reshoot. We'll see. I think he's definitely in it in some capacity. And then I think he's probably going to show up somewhere at No Way Home, but love Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Me too. Michael Keaton just needs to be in everything.
Everything.
Speaking of random side tangent here, have either of you seen Birdman?
I really want to. I need to.
Oh my
because
gosh,
I know. Dude, yeah,
it's so good.
Great. Is it
definitely
on
meant to?
I'll have to check out.
I think it's Netflix.
Yeah, you guys look that up. Speaking of Netflix, we're about to head into a nice chunk of Netflix articles, so look that up while we're moving on here. The first Netflix article is kind of exciting for me and maybe for anyone who enjoyed the Sons of Anarchy series. The Abandons is being developed by the Sons of Anarchy creator Kurt Sutter. The Abandons is an original Western series coming to Netflix. This will be Sutter's first Western, but it sounds like he has a lot of passion for the genre. As he says, I've always wanted to do a Western, even before Sons, which was a while ago. He goes on to state that The Abandons was inspired by La Cosa Nostra,
a story. Goodness. That was absolutely, I got to correct you on that one. It's La Cosa Nostra, which is the mafia. Sorry.
There you go.
La Casa Nostra.
La Casa Nostra, bruh.
That was great, bro.
How Sicilian peasants were more marginalized by the land barons and aristocrats. Aristocrats.
Right. Yeah, you're struggling. Maybe you should have gave me that one.
Yeah, probably should have.
This sounds right up my alley. I'm not going to lie. I love Sons of Anarchy. He did work on The Shield also.
Yes,
and that's one of my all-time favorite shows. So to see him in this genre, I think it's going to be really cool. It's odd that it's talking about La Cosa Nostra, if that's the La Cosa Nostra that I'm thinking of, but we'll see.
Yeah. Also, did you ever watch the Mayans spinoff? I haven't.
Yeah, I watched the first season. It was pretty good. I think it's up to like 2 or 3 seasons now, maybe even more. But I haven't finished it.
How does it compare to Sons? Like. Is it?
It's not Sons. It's the same kind of feel, yeah. But
okay.
I don't know. It's like if you go, you're gonna not like it because you watch Sons first. Maybe if you watch Mayans first, you wouldn't like Sons. That type of deal, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I've been holding off for quite a while because I was just unsure. Sounds like I'm gonna hold off a little longer.
There you go.
And just to update, Birdman is a renter.
From
basically anywhere, but that is a stacked cast, by the way.
It's really good. It's great. It's like
he like an actor playing like a Batman-like character or something.
Yeah, and he played a Batman-like character and like can't get over not being that character anymore. It's great. It's perfect. It's
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
hilarious.
And now he's playing a Batman-like character. I mean Vulture a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, a
Full
literal
circle.
Birdman.
Yeah, full circle. Anyway, moving on. Netflix Games begins with 5 titles for Android. Netflix Games launches with 5 titles. A venture we've previously discussed has not launched with 5 games for Android. The titles include Stranger Things 3, Card Blast, Teeter, Up, and Shooting Hoops. The games are free of charge and free of ads for the time being, so as long as you have an active Netflix subscription.
I feel
Did
like
they
they're
just give up?
missing one.
I
on
was going to
two
say.
here.
Yeah, I was going to say. Did they just give up on Stranger Things too? Didn't make the cut?
Right, yeah. Maybe it didn't port well. Bad coders,
Yeah.
who knows?
That's amazing.
But it's a okay start for, it's all mobile, whatever.
Right.
Go Netflix Games, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they might have the technology to pull this off, but we'll see. Moving on, Power Rangers Cinematic Universe coming to Netflix. Netflix is also bringing on the Power Rangers universe. Last year, Hasbro hired Jonathan Entwistle to create a Power Rangers cinematic universe. Entwistle himself confirmed that Power Rangers would be arriving on Netflix. I guess the cat's out of the bag. The new Power Rangers universe is coming to Netflix. Love Power Rangers, but meh for me. It seems like everybody's trying to do a cinematic universe here lately because of the MCU's popularity. So,
yep, it's not going away, unfortunately. Some things don't need a cinematic universe, but
valid.
But you know what does?
Power Rangers.
No.
Arcane Season 2 confirmed to be in production. I hope that's where you're going with that, because
oh yeah,
the world of Runeterra, 100 million billion thousand trillion % needs its own cinematic universe. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you should pause this show and go watch Arcane or look up League of Legends. Because Runeterra is the world of League of Legends. Anyways, just as Season 1 came to a close, Arcane Season 2 was confirmed. Riot Games stated that Season 2 is already in development. The reveal teaser hints that Season 2 will take on the first season's cliffhanger. No release date has been provided, but it's safe to say it will arrive in 2022 or 2023.
better be 22.
Better be. Like...
You guys are hard up on this show, huh, man? I might need to check this show out.
I mean, I'm kind of into anime, and it's definitely top 5 easily.
Yeah, I heard you say that. That's like
might be top 3. I don't know. Like it's.
I'm on my second watching of the series right now.
But like here, I know nothing about League of Legends.
Neither does Nick.
That's animation, music, story. Like it hits every mark. Wow. Pacing, action.
The thing that's great about this series is, well, first off, playing League of Legends will get you 0 lore about the universe of League of Legends. So like, unless you go and like read character bios and stuff that they have on their website and whatnot, it's not that big of a deal. And even knowing some of the characters, actually all these characters I've never really like dug into their bios and stuff and their lore on their website and whatnot. I just have played a couple of the characters like in game or played with people who've mained some of these characters. So like just like little Easter egg things about like moves they use in games and stuff. But like, yeah, the story is it's so good. And you really don't need to know anything about League of Legends to enjoy this.
I'll have to check it out because I was really digging the Castlevania anime. So maybe this might replace that for me.
Do it.
Do it.
All right, hit it. Welcome to Star Boys. Elements of Rangers of the New Republic will be included in Mando. So while Rangers of the New Republic has likely been scrapped, Mando may be receiving a few of its parts. The live-action Star Wars series that would have starred Gina Carano appears to no longer be in development, but that does not mean all is lost. Lucasfilm president has revealed that pieces of the canceled series will make their way into The Mandalorian. This, to me, totally makes sense because they're already doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
So next,
save yourself a whole nother show amongst the other like 12 shows they're doing, and just do it right. Chill out.
I'm actually really excited about the next one. Can't wait for you to get to this one.
Oh, you mean the Ahsoka casting updates?
Yes.
Well, there's some casting updates for the Ahsoka show. Ivana Sakno of Pacific Rim and Natasha Liu Bordizzo of The Voyeurs have been cast in the upcoming series Star Wars Ahsoka. She joins previously mentioned Rosario Dawson and Hayden Christensen. Ahsoka is written and produced by Dave Filoni, hooray, who recently stated, "It's thrilling, I gotta tell you. It's something you imagine doing for a long time, and then it's kind of starting when you're sitting there, and now you have to do it." Dave Filoni, methodical as always.
Yes. Yes. So this is obviously a live action, right?
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing that is so exciting is Natasha Bordizzo is Sabine Wren.
Oh, yes. Very true. So for anyone that's watched Rebels, Mike and I have you, Chad?
Yes.
Perfect. Then this is basically a continuation of Rebels.
That is legit. I dig it.
Yeah, dude, I'm so
We'll
excited.
see how it translate to live action. I think they'll do a good job with it.
Yeah.
Especially with Dave in the helm. I like seeing Hayden on there too.
Yeah.
He's coming in the Obi-Wan series, which is that coming out soon? Because they're like done filming it, right?
That I believe it's definitely gonna go Book of Boba in January. Shortly thereafter, I expect by March we'll have Mandalorian. So I expect it to be summer. We'll have Obi-Wan.
Nice.
Definitely in the first half of the year, we'll have those three.
What's up with Andor? When's that? Because I'm
believe-
pretty hyped for that.
I believe that is either late 22 or early 23.
Oh,
Seems like Disney's leaning into the live action series as their way of continuing Star Wars, not so much the movies, huh?
love it.
It works. I mean,
I agree with it. Yeah, 100%.
it works for the MCU, and I mean, I think they Mando's the first thing, and they just like hit it right on the head with that. So
Yeah,
there's kind of, I mean, it's perfect. I mean, we've talked about it many times before. It's just a much more detailed way than a movie's just so restrictive when you're talking about these huge universes.
right.
I mean, you have even if it's just a 6-episode series, that's almost
6
hours of
Yeah.
Two Godfathers.
Yeah. I just hope that they keep like the color scheme of Sabine's like suit, or at least her hair. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Where the Mandalorian has like more, obviously Mandalorian leans very heavily into the whole the used episode 4, 5, 6 feel of Star Wars.
yeah,
I would be very okay if they took some liberties with Ahsoka and gave it a little bit of a color pop, and kind of brightened up that filter on it to be more like the show, because the show is fun, full of color. So I'd be okay with the live action, having some sort of liberties with that detail.
Yes. All right, that was one of the shortest Starboy segments we've had in a while, but it was a good one. That's a good one. So we have like I know trailers don't translate well into podcasts, but I find a lot of articles, announcing new shows or movies via trailer, and We have one here for a new mystery series brought to us by Epix. The first trailer dropped this week. The original series is titled From, and it unravels the mystery of a spooky town in Middle America. From stars Harold Oh God, man, I hate reading names so much.
It's the
Harold
worst, isn't it?
Perrineau and John Griffin, Perrineau of Lost and Griffin of Crater. From will premiere on February 20th. Wow, that's pretty soon on Epix. Unfortunately, I probably won't watch it because I don't have Epix, unless
Right.
Epix is free. But I doubt it is. Nothing is these days. So
Kind of sounds like it's free, but maybe
might
not.
look into that.
It sounds interesting though.
Peacock has a free version.
True.
Right.
I'll look it up while you do this next story.
Sure. Well, we have a little bit of a segment here for Universal to wrap up the episode. So the first article here is Nicolas Cage playing Dracula in Universal's Renfield. Nicolas Cage will star as Dracula in the horror adventure Renfield. Renfield will have a modern setting and strike a tone most similar to an adventure story with some comedy mixed in. Nicolas Cage, always interesting when he takes a movie part. You never know if it's going to be meme or really good. And then I'll see him as Dracula just seems out of left field in my mind, but
Yeah, a little bit.
it seems closer to meme right now. That's where I'm at with it.
Dude, I was walking through Walmart the other day, and you remember that story we had about his movie Pig?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw Blu-rays of it at Walmart, and I was like really tempted to buy it and watch it. Have you heard of this movie, Chad? It's called
I have
Pig.
not. No.
After we're done with this, do yourself a favor and go watch the trailer.
I will definitely, because he put out anytime I think of Nicolas Cage now, I just picture him drunk in that bar in his bare feet karaokeing. Like, just that's Nicolas Cage now to me.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, he's I don't know what he's doing these days.
He just put out like some sort of like futuristic samurai movie that I was like mildly interested in. It's like gonna have to be like a deep sale.
Jiu-jitsu something or other.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's something like that.
Don't ruin your samurai kick there.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, I know. I'm sure it's terrible.
I think. Oh man, I don't remember the channel name on YouTube. It's like Elvis something or other. He's a pretty big YouTuber, and he just reviews like he's like Nick. He's like the Big Lots version of Mr. GG, except for he reviews like really really terrible movies, and he like loves Nicolas Cage and all of Nicolas Cage's terrible movies, and he has a really funny review of that jiu-jitsu thingy that Chad's talking about right now.
That's hilarious.
But
the Big Lots version.
Yeah.
Wait, what's Mr. GG like?
So
he's like top shelf. He's like.
Well, give me the store name.
Well, I'm like so bad. I don't shop. I don't know. Like,
never mind.
What's a fancy store that's not Big Lots?
Giant Eagle.
No, you're
Giant
wrong.
Eagle is fancy.
I guess
bro.
I mean Big Lots. I mean, I guess you have
like Target.
Marks,
he's like
Target,
the Target
Walmart.
Compared to the Big Lots, I guess.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, the YouTuber is named Elvis the Alien.
Well,
so hang on. I see the movie you're talking about, Jiu-Jitsu. I was talking about Prisoners of Ghostland, which came out in this year, actually. It looks probably equally as terrible as the one you're talking about, and the reviews say so. But I was like mildly interested in it. Check out the trailer. It's
was someone just trying to play on Ghost of Tsushima with like
that
samurai move about ghosts?
Yeah, might be it. Yeah.
For anyone who's watching this video, I just linked Elvis the Alien's review of Jiu-Jitsu in chat. So watch that when you're done watching us, because you will not be disappointed. All right, moving along. Ridley Scott has confirmed I don't know why I can't speak tonight. A live-action Blade Runner series. So, along with an update for the upcoming Alien series, Ridley Scott confirmed a live-action Blade Runner series. The series is set to be 10 episodes in length, and the pilot has already been written. No other details are currently available.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for both of these, man.
Yeah.
The Alien series sounds great. Blade Runner sounds great, and then whatever channel this on, what is this on? Do you guys know?
Hulu will be on.
It's going to be a Hulu thing. Okay, maybe
I don't know if
Hulu's
it's like
the one.
FX, and then obviously
Yeah,
that
it
will
is.
be on
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah, it's FX. They're getting the Alien, Blade Runner, and then they're getting a samurai series too. And it's the name's slipping off the top of my head. It was an '80s show that they did. I'm really excited for it. They're pitching it as Game of Thrones in Japan, so we'll see.
Dang,
if we
Right
get
up your
that.
alley.
I think it's called Shogun now that I think about it.
Nice, definitely right up your alley.
I guess like how hard they're leaning into series now.
Yeah.
For everything, which is fair. I think they're way more well received than millions of movies that no one really wants to go and see anyways.
And it's funny because you're seeing like the kind of the failed movies move to these, like the last Alien movie wasn't necessarily a failure, but it's not in the, the first two movies. Same with the newest Blade Runner.
Yep.
And what was the other one we talked about? The Disney Star Wars movies didn't go over well with a lot of people. So seems like that's the way to go.
Yeah, it's just like for some reason the movie template is just so restrictive. They just can't tell the stories they want to tell. Obviously, they're capable of doing it, and they're doing it, luckily. But I don't know, maybe movies are dead, Mike. No more, just shut down the theaters.
They might be on their way out, especially when they're like redoing like books. Like books transition way better into a 7 season series versus a 2-hour, 3-hour movie. So
yeah, or like 3 or 4 of those in a 2-part third and fourth.
Right.
Anyways, gonna take us home here with 2 final articles. I hope I get the name right in this first one. But Boston Strangler is set to feature Keira Knightley and David Dastmalchian.
That was a good, solid attempt.
That was. That was solid.
Dastmalchian? Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
The story will follow Loretta McLaughlin, the reporter who first connected the murders and broke the Strangler story. And this is obviously based on the true story of the Boston Strangler. I always like to see Keira Knightley show up in things. She's kind of like I feel like she doesn't do things often.
Does she take your breath away?
No.
That was a failed attempt at a being strangled joke, but I guess.
I get it. I thought maybe she was.
You were legitimately asking.
But also, I don't think she's playing the Strangler, so it's just a failure all around.
Yeah, it was a definite failure. She's always like the dollar store version of Natalie Portman.
It's funny.
So anytime I see her, I'm just like, well, it's not Natalie Portman, but it's close enough.
The British Natalie Portman dollar store.
This is gonna have to be a thing that we do now.
One final article, which is interesting. I always like when they do biopics, but Jonah Hill to play the Grateful Dead frontman Jerry Garcia for Martin Scorsese. Jerry Garcia will be played by Jonah Hill in the new untitled movie. Details are sparse, but the film will be directed by Martin Scorsese, Hill and Scorsese's second film since The Wolf of Wall Street. But this is also going to be a biopic about the Grateful Dead, most likely.
Interesting. I love Martin Scorsese. He's probably one of, if not my favorite directors. Wolf of Wall Street is probably up there for. I mean, it's slowly working its way up to like my top 5 movies of all time. So,
oh god, yeah,
I absolutely love every minute of it. But yeah, I mean, Jonah Hill. It seems like an odd cast, but we'll see.
I mean, that's what I mean. I just like when he like hones in on actors and just makes them so good.
Yeah, he does that frequently.
Yeah. So, and I would say like runtime, like he's got to be way up there as far as like also my favorite director, creator of films, because one, his movies are super long, but they're also super good.
Yeah. When I just saw on Facebook the other day, I had put it on Facebook back in 2013. Am I the only one who wants another mob movie with Scorsese directing and then Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci? And that was in like 2013, and we got it with The Irishman, which is so cool, you know? So
yeah, and that was the final. Is that the final? What was significant about that? Is like his. I thought that was going to be his last movie, but I guess not.
I don't know if it's maybe going to be his last mob movie,
right?
Maybe that was the significance of it, but I think it was just bringing all those, you know, all those actors together for one more Italian mafia story.
I have someone to talk about mob movies now because Mike hasn't seen any of them.
Oh yeah, I've seen all of them.
Thank goodness. We're gonna have to do an episode on mob movies now.
For sure.
Yeah, teach definitely. Mike the way.
There you go.
Anyway, once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you found this both entertaining and informative. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe everywhere you consume our content. Find all the places we publish our content on our link tree,
which is linktr.ee/showboyspodcast. Be sure to join the Discord server and become a member of the Showboys community to hang out with the Showboys staff and other listeners, as well as get some cool perks, such as being able to see all the articles we had to choose from for this episode of the Newscast, but weren't able to squeeze into the episode. All article links covered in this episode will be available in Discord.
If you have anything you would like us to cover in more detail or include in a future episode, please comment where available. Email us at showboyspodcast@gmail.com or join us in our Showboys Discord for all the community action.
Thank you guys again for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful night, and we will see you on Thursday right here at 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a great evening.